All right. Good Wednesday evening. I'm 5 News Chief Meteorologist Matt Standridge. Our next storm system has arrived. We've got rain and downpours out there this evening across both northwest Arkansas and portions of the River Valley, too. A lot of clouds, of course, as well. We've got a full moon tonight. Not going to see it because of all these rain bands coming on in. The heaviest rain, as you can see, is coming in right in from eastern Oklahoma, in from Adair County, right into Washington County, southern portions of Benton County, into Carroll County, while things are a little bit more scattered in the River Valley, a little bit more hit and miss, anywhere from Poteau north to Spiro, Shady Point, and then also as you head towards Paris, we're getting a couple of those showers. Charleston, heading north towards Ozark, we'll get some of those showers here very shortly, and even more showers as you head back southwest towards Lake Eufaula and McAllister. But right now, the heaviest rain continues to sit right over Fayetteville, US 62, as you head towards Farmington and Prairie Grove, Lincoln. We've got some good downpours for us as well. We haven't had a good rain like this in a while. Greenland getting some of that heavy rain, and here's on the south side of Fayetteville towards the University, Drake Field, Greenland getting that heavy rain too. And then as you head north, Johnson, Springdale, heavy rain continues. Once you cross into Benton County and you stay on I-49, it's not as bad, but you head east towards Beaver Lake, Prairie Creek, we're getting that heavy band of rain at the moment, and that extends north and east into Eureka Springs, portions of Berryville, Eureka County, or Carroll County, Madison County getting some of those showers too. And we're kind of getting skimmed in Madison County, anywhere from Huntsville westbound to Fayetteville, Sonora, Goshen, we're getting that heavy rain too. Now, we've already picked up a decent amount this evening. I mean, anywhere you see this green color is generally between about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch of rain. Officially in Fayetteville, we've picked up 0.29. So the rain's going to continue tonight. But where do we go from here? We've got some rain showers. Okay, we can deal with them. We've got some scattered showers right now in the River Valley, anywhere from Paris west towards Charleston and LaFleur County, Spiro, Panama, Shady Point getting some of those showers too. But we're just getting things started. Here's a wide view of this next storm system. Back towards the west, the weather's a lot more active. Yeah, we've got some heavy rain, but this is pretty tame. In fact, we have no lightning reports right now with this band of rain coming into western Oklahoma. But you head westbound towards the panhandle of Texas and panhandle of Oklahoma, western Oklahoma. Bigger thunderstorms are now starting to spark up. We've got some severe thunderstorm warnings in West Texas too. This is kind of the meat of the storm system, back towards the west. Here we are eastbound getting some preliminary bands. But overnight tonight, we're going to see more storms fire up right along the Red River, and then they'll march eastbound. But this line of activity won't actually reach the state line until sunrise tomorrow morning. You're going to want to check in with meteorologist Tyler Moore as he tracks these bands of showers and thunderstorms coming into Arkansas. However, one good thing for us is that the timing means they're probably going to be pretty weak. They're blowing up right now, but it's February. We have a little bit of energy left, but I tell you what, overnight and into tomorrow morning, we're going to lose some of that energy over time. And so once they arrive crossing the state line, we're really expecting just heavy rain and some rumbles of thunder. The severe threat will go down. Yes, there is a chance for a stray severe thunderstorm warning with some gusty winds and maybe a few isolated pockets of hail, but we're really talking about heavy rain and just downpours and thunder coming on in. These are going to be leftovers by the time they reach Arkansas, so keep that in mind. But this whole storm system's coming in. We've got this big rundown that we've been checking off the list. So far, we've had the clouds throughout your Wednesday, showers this afternoon, but now we're going into the overnight hours where we've got these downpours. But by tomorrow, especially tomorrow morning, some rumbles of thunder. They may help you get out the bed a little bit early tomorrow morning, especially if you live closer to the Arkansas-Oklahoma state line. The further west you live, we'll have some of those rumbles. But then I tell you what, by Thursday midday, that south wind that we've had the past, 2-3 days now, it's been so breezy, that south wind's going to turn around and come out of the north and really bring in some of that cooler air right into Arkansas and Oklahoma. We're going to watch temperatures drop. We're going to watch the wind chill start to take effect. In fact, the clouds may lower a little bit in spots, and we could get a couple pockets of some flurries or maybe a really cold mist. Everyone's going to get something different. This is kind of the difficult part of the forecast, and with the terrain, it gets tricky. But I think mainly in the mountains and in northwest Arkansas, we'll have some flurries, maybe even some sleet pellets at times. It's all going to be very light, though. We're not talking about much in terms of accumulation. Yes, there could be general slick spots on some bridges and overpasses. If things maybe try to flash freeze as temperatures drop really quickly. In the River Valley, the flurry chance is a lot lower. However, we could get some patchy mist. That patchy mist would be cold. I mean, we'll be in the mid-30s. And it's just going to kind of sting you with that north wind out there. But wind chills, the air that you actually feel, it'll probably feel like in the teens with that wind. So Thursday is going to be shaping up. Tomorrow's going to be shaping up quite a doozy for us as this next storm system comes on in. Here's a wide view. This is overnight tonight. Had those showers, we've had some isolated downpours too, but those thunderstorms that we were just starting to see blow up in West Texas, western Oklahoma, they'll be starting to come in. This is 4 o'clock, so before sunrise, but notice as this cold front approaches, that line of thunderstorms will also approach. This is 8 o'clock in the morning. A lot of them will be crossing the state line or headed eastbound, and then eventually this line, once we get the sun up, of course you're not going to see the sun, but from the atmospheric standpoint, once we get daylight, we'll be able to provide a little bit more energy for these storms, and they may refire, but in central Arkansas and eastern Arkansas, we'll be done by the time they start to refire up because we don't want to have much energy in the morning. So that's good news for us, but expect some downpours, some rumbles of thunder. Then the cold front's going to sweep on through the natural state. But here on the backside, that's where we'll have that north wind, and most of the wintry weather is going to be off towards our north. You got to go to Kansas, Missouri for this winter storm. However, some of these snow bands, very light ones, may try to kind of sprinkle themselves across northwest Arkansas. A couple flurries flying around every once in a while as temperatures drop. This is 1 o'clock. We may be in the 20s already in northwest, but the wind chill is going to be in those teens. And the river valley will be sharply dropping. I noticed the difference, 51 Clarksville, 33 in Fort Smith. Of course, give or take with this is a computer model, but that's going to be a sharp distance between cold air, warm air, but that cold air is going to be rushing towards the south and east over time. Eventually, we'll hit the freezing mark and go below freezing throughout Fort Smith throughout the afternoon. Here's another way to look at the timing of everything. We've got, of course, showers and downpours tonight, but those will just ramp up overnight and into tomorrow morning. And as you're headed out the door, you're going to want to make sure the umbrella's ready to go, the rain jacket's ready to go, because we'll have more heavy rain pushing on in, and then maybe a few rumbles of thunder. Then go ahead and pack the winter coat. You'll need it by the second half of the day, maybe even by lunchtime. We'll watch temperatures drop close to freezing, and then we'll start to get into more of a wintry mix. That purple color kind of indicating a wintry mix, maybe a little bit of sleet, maybe a few flurries, a couple raindrops mixed in, just kind of a mess. And then later into the evening, a better chance for more of those flurries. And once again, the flurry chance really is for northwest Arkansas in the mountains. It's going to be a little bit harder in the river valley. We may be more of that mist/mix at times, depending on how cold you get. But the farther south of Fort Smith you are, the lower those flurry chances are. Along I-40, Van Buren, Clarksville, Sallisaw, Ozark, got a small chance, but you really got to head north into the Boston Mountains in order to get better chances for flurries. But overall, I don't think really any of us are going to have much in terms of impacts or accumulation. You got to go north into Missouri for that. Here's your timeline forecast for Thursday. We'll start the day in the 50s. It's not going to feel all that warm just because that south wind's roaring. And even though it's out of the south, yes, that's a warming wind. I'll tell you what, the breeze is at that strength with gusts near 30, 35 miles per hour, just feels chilly. A few rumbles of thunder in the morning, but then we'll quickly watch the temperatures drop into the afternoon. Once we hit lunchtime, we'll finally drop below freezing. Then we've got our flurry chances. In the river valley, it will take us just a little bit longer to get closer to the freezing mark, maybe 3, 4 o'clock, but we'll eventually do it. And we also have a chance for a light wintry mix. Notice the chance, though, 30% is nowhere near the higher chances that, of course, we'll have for those rain bands and those that rumbling thunder that you may wake up to tomorrow morning. Here's another way to look at the storm threat. Level 1, level 2 severe threat area wide. Level 1 for the green area from Poteau into Fort Smith, Van Buren, and into northwest Arkansas. Basically, it's a low-end severe threat. This scale, 1 to 5, 1 is low, 5 is really high. So we're just barely in that severe category. We're really just expecting heavy rain and thunder, but once this line moves eastbound into central Arkansas, of course, the sun will be up a little bit for a while by the time you get towards the middle of the day, and then those storms may start to explode a little bit more as they press east. So, of course, they're coming in from Oklahoma, weakening, they'll cross the state line, and then once they get towards central Arkansas, they'll start to blow up a little bit, and that's why you have that level 2 from Clarksville east to Conway and Little Rock. Let's talk future cast this evening. Overnight tonight, more downpours likely. We're getting some good heavy rain right now in northwest Arkansas. More downpours for tomorrow morning. This is 7:30. A few rumbles of thunder will be possible as this band moves on through, and then that colder air wraps in for the midday, early afternoon time frame. Couple sleet pellets, few snowflakes flying around. Notice the trend. You've got to go a little bit farther north. The center of this storm is farther north, so the farther north you go, the more wintry weather you can get. Farther south will get cold, but our chance for those flurries are just a lot lower. You may see a couple, but really not anything impactful. We wrap things up 4 or 5 o'clock, and maybe even by sunset, there could be a few breaks in the clouds, maybe just a little bit of sun. Here's your forecast for rain. Now, remember, we've already picked up over a quarter of an inch towards a half inch for parts of Washington County. We may pick up another inch tonight as that band continues to funnel right in. In the River Valley, we're going to be a little bit more scattered with our showers tonight, so closer to a half inch, I think, overall with the storm system. Wintry weather, farther north, of course, you go, the better chances for more of those flurries. Once you cross the state line, you get a higher chance for at least a dusting. You get towards Joplin and maybe Springfield, a couple inches may be possible with this storm system. The good news is that once this cold air comes in, it's not going to last that long. Yeah, it's going to be super chilly Thursday evening. Waking up Friday morning, we'll probably start in those teens Friday morning, but I think we'll get back above freezing. The sun's going to come back out. The sun's going to stick around for the weekend, too. In the River Valley, we're expecting plenty of sun this weekend, highs getting back into the 60s. So this is just a very short-lived, a little blast of cold air. But in the morning, you may hear some thunder. That may help you wake up tomorrow morning as we start in the 60s, and then we'll watch temperatures crash. Maybe by about 2 o'clock in the River Valley, we'll start to see temperatures dip below freezing with wind chills in the teens and 20s.